Today we will be taking you on a video field trip to the one and only University of Dallas. During our field trip, we will be visiting 3 sections or departments: physics, chemistry, and biology.
Before we get started, let's learn a little about UD. It opened its doors in 1956. Currently, they enroll about 3,000 graduated and undergraduate students. And now the UD is located right here in Irving. They have students from all over the world.
Biology is the study of all life and living things. Biologists study all kinds of life, from the tiniest microorganisms to the giant redwood trees. You might think dissecting a pig and pulling out its organism is really gross, but those things are helpful too. They help doctors save humans' lives. Biologists study every kind of animal too, from the blue whale to the kangaroo rat. If it's living things, then you're taking biology.
Where the pig's intestines are, because he's going to have something very similar as well.
There's a lot of connective tissue that's holding his organs in place, but I have to kind of cut off, but it's hard, and I don't want to hurt the...
Yeah, she doesn't want to rip stuff apart. Yeah.
And this is a really large pig, so he's really well developed, and these are tougher to cut through.
Yeah, I'm starting to sweat inside them.
In the UD Bio Lab, we were able to dissect a pig. Gross, I know, but really fun too. We found the pig's stomach, liver, kidneys, lungs, and tons of other things. The UD students taught us what each organ's job was. I never knew that much went on inside a pig.
Get ready to burn your pants off, because the first department we'll visit is chemistry. And when you talk about chemistry, you've got to talk about fire, because I've never met a chemist who didn't love fire and explosions. In the chemistry lab, we saw Dr. Hendrickson find the amount of calories in a gummy bear by lighting it on fire. Speaking of fire, we saw some other pretty hot stuff, like a Nerf gun explosion. Whoa!
So we've seen gases get hot, they expand. What happens, do you think, when they get cold?
They come together.
They get smaller. Now we're going to do the same thing. We've got these gases that have been expanding. We're going to do the same thing in the other direction. See what happens. I hope it doesn't explode. Not a Coke can. Regular Coke can. A little water. Bustable's out of the way here. Hot flame. My tongs to hold it with. Now watch this a minute. See what we see. Aluminum's not melting, is it? Because I have the water in there, and the water's absorbing the heat.
Water's blood.
And what's going to happen to the water? It's going to evaporate. It's going to form steam, isn't it? Can you hear anything yet?
It's boiling.
Can you hear it? That y'all can.
Yeah. It's like steam. It smells like
Same thing yet. It's like a steam thing. Y'all see it in the back?
Yeah.
Hey, that's smoke coming out. What's that smoke? water's boiling. I'm filling up that can with boiling water. And in just a second, I'm going to cool it. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
What happened? This is the collapsing can experiment. No, what happened? This was full of what?
It's
Water vapor. And what happened to the water vapor when it cooled? It cooled, and what happened? It sucked the can in, kind of. It got smaller, and that created a vacuum in here. And what was the pressure on the outside that crushed the can? Air. All around us. Air. There's air pressure, isn't there? You feel the air? There's air pressure, and that's what happened. The hot air, the hot water on the inside got a lot smaller. There wasn't much pressure on the inside. The air pressure, whoop, rushed in and just crushed the can, just like that. So that's a collapsing can. It was just water, air pressure that did that, just the air around us. Okay.
Not all chemistry is about blowing things up. Many chemists also invent things like plastics. If you want a job as a food chemist, you could invent new flavors of things like candy and drinks. Speaking of inventing new foods, did you know that George Washington Carver, inventor of the peanut butter, was a chemist?
The next department we visited is physics. Physics is the study of force and its effects. You don't need to be an Albert Einstein to become a physicist. You just have to be interested in how things work and move. Most engineers and designers studied physics in college.
His hands, but it kind of stops at his hand. See, it stopped at his hand. A light. And if you hold it lower, it goes there. If you hold it higher up, it only goes up to his hand. Wow.
Oh, that was cool. You can see the. Yeah.
There's a little bit of arcing from the electrode to the. So you can see the electron beam there, right? Now, because it's electrons and they're negatively charged and they're moving, we can use a magnetic field to orient them. So, if I put this.
In the physics department, we saw some amazing things like laying on a bed of nails. Don't try to do that at home. Dr. Lonick trapped us in an electric cage. We made our own sparks too. I can't forget my favorite part. We got to pretend to be Jedi Masters with real lightsabers.
That spin. Okay. So it keeps spinning, right? So I can stand on this and spin around, holding these weights. And hopefully I won't get too dizzy.
Look how slow he's spinning, and then when he pulls his arms,
So I'm spinning really slow,
see
right?
how she speeds up.
Okay, watch what he can do with the wheel now. Put your arms up.
Whoa! So cool! Oh, Stevie! He's driving! Turn that way!
What an amazing field trip. The students and teachers at UD were awesome. Thanks, UD!